how are we not paying attention to the fact that high-ranking people in the Chinese military are publishing books and papers, and possibly coinciding with biomilitary research that quite literally is a biological weapon that targets the human genome to specifically attack certain ethnicities and races?
In the shadows of global power, a revelation emerged. China's Air Force has developed a weapon so advanced it threatens to obliterate everything in its path. This isn't science fiction, it's a chilling reality. From stealth fighters to hypersonic missiles, the world stands on the brink of a new era in warfare. What secrets lie behind this ominous advancement, and why is the world only now beginning to understand its implications? The Silent Dragon. In recent years, China's military advancements have stunned the world. Among these, the development of stealth technology stands out. The Chengdu J-20, China's fifth-generation stealth fighter, symbolizes this leap. With its radar-evading design, thrust-vectoring engines, and advanced avionics, the J-20 challenges the air superiority long held by Western powers. But whispers suggest something even more formidable is in the works. A sixth-generation aircraft cloaked in secrecy, capable of dominating the skies in unprecedented ways. Allegedly using adaptive camouflage and AI-enhanced flight control, this fighter could become a ghost in combat, seen only after it strikes. What capabilities does this new aircraft possess? How close is it to becoming operational? And if it does take to the skies, will any adversary even see it coming? Hypersonic Menace. The DF-17 missile represents a paradigm shift in warfare. As a hypersonic glide vehicle, it travels at speeds exceeding Mach 5 while maneuvering unpredictably, making it virtually impossible to intercept with current defense systems. This missile can be launched from mobile platforms, providing both versatility and survivability. Deployed officially in 2019, the DF-17 signals China's determination to render traditional missile shields obsolete. Its ability to evade radar detection and strike targets within minutes leaves minimal reaction time for opponents. The question isn't whether China can use it, it's whether anyone can stop it. The strategic implications are staggering. How do you deter a weapon that can't be tracked? How do you respond to a threat that arrives before you even know it's coming? Artificial intelligence in warfare. China is rapidly integrating artificial intelligence into every layer of its military command. From battlefield simulations to autonomous drone operations, AI is no longer just a support tool. It's becoming the strategic core. Chinese engineers are developing AI that can make real-time combat decisions, coordinate drone swarms, and even recommend tactical adjustments mid-conflict. Pilot recruitment is being augmented by algorithmic screening, identifying ideal candidates based on psychological and physiological profiling. But here lies the chilling question. If decisions in warfare are handed over to machines, who takes responsibility when something goes catastrophically wrong? With AI systems potentially identifying and eliminating targets autonomously, the moral lines become blurred. Are we approaching a future where wars are fought and decided by emotionless code? China believes this future is not only coming, it's already here, a ghost from the skies. In hushed tones among analysts, one name keeps surfacing: the Shiion H20. This rumored stealth bomber is China's answer to America's B-2 Spirit, and perhaps something more. Said to be capable of delivering nuclear payloads across continents, the H-20 would allow China to strike targets on the other side of the world undetected. Satellite images have teased its bat-like shape. Leaked patents suggest radar-absorbing skin, subsonic cruising, and potentially even hypersonic escape boosters. But despite speculation, Beijing maintains total silence. No official reveal, no specs, just shadow. If the H-20 exists, and some claim it's already in testing, then it represents a silent shift in strategic doctrine. China may no longer be content with defense. It's preparing for deterrence through global reach. If war came tomorrow, would we even know it was coming? Until the skies went dark. The Unhackable Signal. In 2016, China stunned the scientific community by launching Mikyus, the world's first quantum communications satellite. Unlike traditional signals, quantum communication uses entangled photons, particles so closely linked that a change to one instantaneously affects the other, even across vast distances. This method offers something extraordinary: total immunity from eavesdropping. If intercepted, the transmission collapses, alerting both sender and receiver. Military planners recognize the implications immediately: a battlefield where commands can be sent without fear of interception. A nuclear command structure immune to cyber attack. The People's Liberation Army is now developing a nationwide quantum network, linking bases, satellites, and submarines in real time. Western intelligence agencies have issued quiet warnings. Once fully operational, China's communications may become an impenetrable black box. Is this the dawn of a world where secrets can never be stolen? And what happens when only one nation holds that kind of silence? The hive mind of war. Imagine hundreds of drones moving in perfect unison without direct human control, thinking, reacting, striking as one. This is not a glimpse of tomorrow. It's happening now. China's military has successfully tested AI-controlled drone swarms that behave like a living organism. These drones are equipped with facial recognition, terrain mapping, and swarm logic that mimics insects. When deployed, they can saturate air defenses, overwhelm targets, or conduct synchronized reconnaissance. And they're getting smaller, smarter, deadlier. Unlike piloted aircraft, these drones aren't constrained by human fatigue, fear, or ethics. In a future war, an entire city could be blanketed by autonomous hunters in minutes. Are conventional armies even capable of defending against such a decentralized threat? Or are we looking at the dawn of algorithmic annihilation, where victory belongs not to the strongest army, but to the fastest network, turning off a nation? Buried beneath layers of official silence lies one of China's most terrifying developments: electromagnetic pulse EMP weapons. Unlike conventional bombs, these devices don't explode, they disable. A high-altitude EMP detonation could cripple satellites, blind radar systems, and permanently fry the electronics in entire power grids. In 2015, leaked documents hinted that China's military scientists had tested an EMP prototype capable of paralyzing aircraft carriers without a single missile fired. Imagine a modern city, hospitals, banks, transport, all reduced to pre-digital silence in seconds. With no infrastructure, no communication, no way to retaliate, the victim is left disoriented and defenseless. And the most haunting part, EMPs leave no physical trace, just darkness. Could this be the ultimate first strike weapon, one that wins wars before the enemy even knows there is one? China's orbital arsenal. Above our heads, hidden among communication relays and weather monitors, lurk satellites with a darker purpose. According to US Space Command, China is developing co-orbital anti-satellite weapons, small spacecraft designed to shadow, disable, or destroy other satellites. These space stalkers may carry robotic arms, kinetic projectiles, or even microwave emitters. One such test in 2013 hinted at dual-use technology, a satellite that could refuel or disassemble. The goal: control of the final frontier. In a world increasingly dependent on GPS, telecommunications, and satellite surveillance, the ability to silently blind an enemy from orbit is a strategic goldmine. China denies weaponizing space, but its rapid launches and classified payloads suggest otherwise. If war breaks out tomorrow, it may not start with missiles, but with satellites going dark, one by one. And when the eyes in the sky go blind, who's really flying blind? The battlefield of perception. In an age of endless data and synthetic voices, the truth can now be manufactured. China has invested heavily in AI-generated media, including deepfakes, realistic fake videos or audio that can mimic anyone, saying anything. Originally used for entertainment, this technology has crept into the realm of psychological operations. Imagine a video of a US general announcing a retreat that never happened, or a fabricated call for surrender timed just before a major battle. In 2021, cybersecurity analysts uncovered coordinated Chinese influence campaigns using altered videos to destabilize regions digitally before any soldier ever sets foot on the ground. With deepfake realism improving exponentially, How will the world verify truth in times of crisis? If wars are won not just by firepower, but by narrative, then the most dangerous weapon may not be a missile, but a lie we're convinced is real, targeting DNA itself. While most nations explore biotechnology for medical breakthroughs, China's military researchers have ventured into darker terrain, gene-targeted weapons. According to reports from Western intelligence agencies, Chinese labs have explored biological agents designed to interact with specific genetic markers, meaning a weapon that could affect one ethnic group while leaving others unharmed. In 2017, a US Air Force report raised the alarm, citing China's interest in population genetics and vast DNA databases collected from domestic citizens. Critics fear this research could pave the way for precision bioweapons, silent, selective, and devastating. Officially, China denies these ambitions, but their government's investment in genomic research far exceeds civilian needs. Could future wars be fought not with bombs, but with molecules engineered to erase identity? And if so, how would you ever prove who fired the first shot? The Cyber Dragon. Invisible, silent, and omnipresent, cyber warfare may be the most insidious weapon in China's arsenal. Over the last decade, China has built one of the world's most sophisticated, state-backed hacking forces. The group, known as APT-41, has been linked to data breaches across telecoms, hospitals, defense contractors, and even COVID-19 research labs. But it's not just about stealing secrets. China's strategy centers on digital prepositioning, quietly embedding malware into critical infrastructure worldwide. Power grids, airports, banks. These aren't random hacks. They're time bombs designed to remain dormant until the moment of geopolitical crisis, when they can be activated to paralyze entire nations without firing a shot. Cybersecurity experts warn that the next world war may start not with a missile, but with a keystroke. And if the lights go out, will we know whether it was sabotage or a silent declaration of war? In today's information battlefield, bullets are no longer the only way to conquer minds. China's military has refined the use of soft power into a strategic weapon, crafting narratives, shaping global perceptions, and flooding online spaces with state-sponsored propaganda. Through thousands of fake social media accounts, targeted influencers, and carefully timed leaks, Beijing controls the signal. Foreign protests suddenly echo Chinese talking points. International forums shift tone, and when truth becomes relative, trust becomes a casualty. The PLA's political work department quietly trains cyber-psychological officers in narrative disruption and sentiment engineering. This isn't about censorship. It's about redirection, influence without detection. And the scariest part? Most of the world doesn't even realize it's happening. Underwater ghosts. Beneath the waves, far from radar and satellites, China is deploying robotic weapons few can detect. These are unmanned underwater vehicles, UUVs, autonomous submarines capable of long-range operations, mine-laying, and surveillance. In 2020, one washed ashore in Indonesia, revealing a chilling detail. It had traveled thousands of miles on its own. With AI navigation and sonar cloaking, these submersibles can infiltrate naval bases or shadow enemy fleets unnoticed. Unlike crewed subs, they're expendable and potentially swarm-capable. The South China Sea is fast becoming a theater of invisible warfare, where metallic shadows drift silently just beneath the surface. If traditional subs are sharks, these are piranhas, quiet, coordinated, and deadly in packs. The invisible trajectory. While the West debates the future of missile defense, China has already moved beyond detection. Its hypersonic glide vehicles, launched atop conventional rockets, can change direction mid-flight and dip below radar lines. Unlike ballistic missiles, they don't arc high into space. They skim the atmosphere, faster than sound, lower than sight. In 2021, reports emerged of a Chinese test that circled the globe before striking its target. US officials were caught off guard. Was it a weapon or a warning? The glide phase is nearly impossible to track, much less stop. In this domain, China isn't competing, it's dictating. The skies have rules no longer. The race for space jamming. Space isn't silent anymore. China's military has developed ground-based systems that can jam or blind enemy satellites using focused radio interference and directed energy. These satellite suppression systems can deny GPS, disrupt surveillance, and block military communications, all without launching a single projectile. In 2020, US Space Force officials revealed Chinese stations capable of targeting satellites in low Earth orbit. The attacks leave no debris, no impact, just silence. If space becomes contested, control won't come from firepower, but from frequency, and China's already tuning the dial. Silent wings. China's next-generation drones are not just fast, they're supersonic. The WZ-8 reconnaissance drone, revealed in a 2019 military parade, reportedly travels at Mach 3 and flies at near-space altitudes. Its purpose? High-speed spying and targeting without entering contested airspace. Launched from a bomber and gliding at extreme speeds, it's nearly untouchable by modern air defenses. Its exact specs remain classified, but leaked assessments suggest it can relay real-time battlefield intelligence while remaining invisible to radar. These aren't toys, they're hunters, and soon they could be armed. The digital decoy. Holograms aren't just for concerts anymore. In 2022, leaked patents revealed China's experiments with holographic projection for military deception, creating ghost aircraft, fake tanks, or phantom troop movements to fool satellites, drones, and infrared sensors. These illusions aren't just visual, they're multi-sensory, simulating heat signatures and radar echoes. On a battlefield where machines make decisions in milliseconds, a convincing hologram could divert missiles, confuse AI systems, or bait enemy forces into an ambush. China calls it cognitive camouflage. Could illusions become more dangerous than reality? The war on anonymity. In China, anonymity is vanishing by design. The PLA has begun integrating biometric surveillance into urban defense systems, using facial recognition, gait analysis, and even emotion tracking to preempt unrest and identify targets. The same tools used for crowd control at protests are being adapted for military checkpoints and border zones. With AI sifting through millions of faces, the concept of going undercover becomes obsolete. Civilian tech, weaponized for war. What happens when the battlefield knows your face before you arrive? Weather as a weapon. It sounds like science fiction, but China is investing heavily in weather modification. Officially, it's for agricultural planning and disaster prevention. Unofficially, it's about battlefield advantage. Cloud seeding, hail suppression, and even artificial rainfall have been tested over disputed regions. In 2020, the government announced plans to expand weather control to cover over half the country by 2025. Imagine fogging enemy drones, flooding a valley to halt an advance, or blinding satellites with engineered storms. When nature becomes programmable, so does war. The neural soldier. China's military isn't just building smarter machines, it's re-engineering the soldier. Recent state-funded studies have explored brain-computer interfaces, BCIs, allowing operators to control drones, weapons, or surveillance systems with thought alone. In labs across Beijing and Chengdu, PLA-funded scientists have tested neural implants and EEG headsets designed for mental command efficiency. While the US explores similar tech, China's ethical boundaries appear looser. The question isn't if brain-machine warfare is coming, it's how far China will push it. Swarm tactics at sea. It's not just the skies where China's drone swarms dominate. Naval warfare is entering a new phase. The PLA Navy has begun testing autonomous surface vessels, robotic boats that coordinate like flocks of birds to defend ports, track submarines, or encircle enemy ships. Unlike traditional naval fleets, these swarms are fast, decentralized, and potentially disposable. In simulations, dozens of vessels can overwhelm larger warships through sheer volume and AI coordination. No captains, no delay, just orders executed instantly. The ocean, once vast and isolating, may soon become a digital trap. Satellite spoofing. China has developed technologies to spoof satellite signals, sending false GPS data to mislead enemy forces, drones, or missiles. In 2000, 2019, researchers documented dozens of Chinese vessels using fake GPS to mask illegal activities near sensitive maritime zones. But this tactic isn't limited to ships. In warfare, spoofed coordinates can cause drones to miss their targets, troops to march into traps, or smart bombs to fall on empty fields. This isn't just deception, it's misdirection weaponized at a planetary scale. When the maps lie, how do you know where you really stand? A floating eye over America. In early 2023, a high-altitude balloon drifted across the continental United States. China claimed it was a weathercraft gone off course. The US said otherwise, citing electronic arrays and signal interception tools aboard the balloon. It hovered near missile silos and nuclear command centers before being shot down. What made this incident more chilling was its simplicity. No stealth, no warhead, just a floating platform collecting strategic data from 60,000 feet. If this was only a test, what comes next? And what else is floating above us, unnoticed? The sound of control. Unseen, unheard, until it's too late. China has been testing directed acoustic weapons capable of emitting focused sound waves that cause disorientation, nausea, and even unconsciousness. In 2021, reports emerged of microwave and sonic devices allegedly deployed near India's border troops, inducing headaches and panic. These non-lethal systems may one day be mounted on drones, vehicles, or even crowd control towers. The scariest part? There's no explosion, no visible damage, just the sensation that your mind is turning against itself. If silence can be a weapon, what defenses remain? The disappearing jet. What if a warplane could vanish mid-flight, not from radar, but from the human eye? Chinese researchers have been experimenting with metamaterials, engineered surfaces that bend light around objects. In 2020, a military-affiliated institute filed patents for aircraft skin capable of visual cloaking under specific conditions. Combined with infrared suppression and heat-dissipating tiles, China may be approaching true optical stealth. No shimmer, no blur, just absence. The perfect predator is the one you never see coming, until it's already too late. The phantom hack. Not all weapons explode. Some infect. In recent years, cybersecurity analysts have uncovered advanced persistent threats linked to Chinese state actors that leave almost no trace. Malware so stealthy, it operates undetected for years. Known as phantomware, these tools reside in firmware, not software, making them immune to standard scans. One such strain, named Moonbounce, was found buried deep inside a system's hardware, silently exfiltrating data. If undetected, these digital phantoms can hijack communications, map defense systems, or sabotage infrastructure, all while appearing dormant. You wouldn't know they were there until your systems fail. Orbital Cargo. In 2022, China launched a mysterious reusable spaceplane that returned to Earth days later without explanation. No images, no flight data. What did it carry? Speculation abounds. Experts believe the craft could deliver satellites or kinetic weapons. A space-to-ground payload, dropped from orbit, needs no explosives, just velocity. Imagine a tungsten rod falling at Mach 10. It would hit with the force of a tactical nuke. No radiation, no warning. Peaceful launch or orbital threat waiting to fall. The Labyrinth Firewall. China's internet isn't just censored, it's fortified. The Great Firewall, once a tool of political control, has become a defensive and offensive weapon. It filters, blocks, and monitors billions of signals in real time. But what's lesser known is how it can reroute traffic for cyber attacks, mask botnets, and confuse foreign surveillance. The PLA's Strategic Support Force is rumored to use it as a command layer, hiding operations beneath innocuous domestic traffic. Every click, every ping could be camouflage. It's not just a wall, it's a labyrinth. The deep earth bunkers. Beneath China's mountains lie secrets no satellite can see. Using tunnel-boring machines and classified blueprints, the PLA has built sprawling underground bases, entire command centers hidden from aerial attack. Satellite imagery near regions like Taihang and Kunlun has revealed suspicious terrain anomalies, ventilation ports, camouflage doors, and road networks that vanish into rock. These aren't fallout shelters, they're launch pads, data hubs, and command bunkers designed to survive nuclear war. What's more, they're often surrounded by civilian infrastructure, making retaliation morally and strategically complex. In a world of precision strikes, China has chosen depth over visibility, and the deeper you dig, the harder it is to tell where the mountain ends and the war begins. The final signal. In late 2023, a cryptic statement by a senior Chinese Air Force official sent shockwaves through intelligence circles. We have a capability. It is not a bomb, it is not a missile, but it can end conflict before it begins. Speculation exploded. Was it a quantum disruption field? An AI-driven defense grid? Something unknown? No clarification followed. But shortly after, satellite signals over Western Pacific regions showed unexplained anomalies. Navy radar systems glitched, GPS blacked out. Then, silence. The event was brief, localized, and never officially acknowledged. Whether it was a test or a threat remains unclear. But one message rang loud. The rules of warfare are being rewritten, and someone already has the final page. 30 glimpses into the edge of war, 30 shadows cast by a rising superpower. China's advancements are not only fast, they're layered, intentional, and cloaked in ambiguity. From sky to sea, from mind to machine, each chapter unveils a tactic that bends the boundaries of what warfare once meant. But why are these developments hidden in whispers and buried beneath denials? Perhaps because the most dangerous weapons aren't those we see, but those we dismiss until it's too late. And now, the world watches and waits.